Hello friends, welcome to Daring Marina YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about watchkeeping and safeties. So we are referring through the book Devan Arahana. So while first, before taking our engine room watch, we have to know that the relieving officer should come 15 minutes before the start of watch, and he should come to the engine room via staircase starting at the highest entrance point. And if you taking our watch, he should do a brief round or walk through the engine room before the start of watch. And so while taking our rounds, engine room round, it's very important. We need to visually check all the parameters and conditions in the engine room. So we should always start from the near side of the funnel, so that we can check the exhaust smoke color from the outside the engine room itself. The color of the smoke may be whitish, dark black or transparent gray. So if it is whitish smoke, it indicates the excess air, while when the smoke color, it is blackish smoke is color from the funnel, then we can say it is poor combustion or due to some fuel problem. And if it is transparent or slightest gray smoke, it is show that good combustion. So we need to note that point, that while coming through the funnel area, while looking through the funnel, we can see when it is white color means excess of air, black smoke coming means proper combustion is not happening, that is poor combustion, some fuel problems are there, or grayish color shows good combustion, transparently slightly grayish color, this color smoke means this combustion is good. And we can understand whether the source of smoke is coming from the exhaust pipe from itself. So there is one exhaust funnel pipe of the main engine, and separate one for the diesel generator and one for the auxiliary boiler. So there are three funnel piping, one for the main engine and one for the diesel generator and one for the auxiliary boiler. The blackish smoke from the exhaust is usually in the port and all. Blackish smoke, that means black smoke coming is not, it's an offense. But however, due to maneuvering time and all, sometimes black smoke will come initially coming at the starting or maneuvering of the engine or auxiliaries. And we have to check to see the sparks coming or emerging in the funnel. Due to in the sparks, if the vessel is carrying some dangerous cargo and all, these hydrocarbon deposits, we have to know that it will self-ignite at the economizer and all. So this happens mainly due to soot blowing in the economizer of boiler, or due to water in the fuel, or due to a very dirty economizer, or mainly due to maneuvering. So some small channel and all, long period of maneuvering also be reason for this poor combustion. So while the sparks coming out of the funnel, while when we are carrying dangerous cargo and all, if the wind directly is blowing the sparks to the hazardous cargo range, so chance of explosion or fire is there. So we have to be careful, and we have to check after the checking the funnel and all, we have to check our pumps condition and all. We have to check the pumps, motor current, ampere, and we have to make sure that they are running under the normal running condition. And by physically we have to touch some motors, whether it is no overheating of motor or the pump, or you can use the hand gun or thermometer to check the temperature of the motor body and all, whether it is not overheating and all is happening. And bearing temperature, etc. and all temperature should be checked, and pressure gauge should be showing the normal value and all. And we have to make sure that no unusual noise or abnormal noise or vibration is happening there in the pumps and all. And we have to check the gland, there is no leaking from there, okay, or the leakage is, there is not much leakage are there. On the top platform, we have to check the exhaust gas economizer for exhaust steam or water leaks, or we can check the lagging or pipes or any leakage. After that, we have to check the engine room ventilation, the position of skylight, then access doors to the engine room. Actually the skylight should be open. And we have to check the main engine jacket water expansion tank level. Let's check the water level, and there we have to monitor the loss in case when the water level is less, we have to just top up it, and we have to check the presence of whether the portable firefighting extinguisher, fire hose, nozzles are whether they are placed in proper condition and they are good. We have to make sure that. And in the upper platform we have to check the nut gas system, their fan, motor bearing, and etc. And we have to check the boiler flame color through the side glass to see the combustion. The boiler is running, we have to check through the boiler side glass whether it is running or not. If it is running, we can have that flame color, we can understand, then we can understand that the combustion is correct. And we have to check the boiler water level in the gauge glass. Okay, next, otherwise we need to do blow through. We have to understand whether blow through is required or not. Then generator expansion tank, same our jacket water expansion tank, our generator, some generators will be also having expansion tank. There we have to check their water level. When their level is less, we have to top up it. And on the control room platform, we have to check, after reaching the control room, we have to check all the temperature, level of fuel oil, drain tanks, then diesel oil settling tank, diesel oil service tank, and fuel oil settling tank, fuel oil service tank, and all. And we have to check the steering gear room. We have to check the oil in the steering gear tank, whether they are up to the level, and check whether greasing in the rudders are all proper. And in the diesel generator, we have to check the operating load, exhaust temperature, and just to take a proper round whether there are leakage and all is there or not. And we have to check all pressure, temperature, and same from the usual pumps that I discussed. In the generator also you have to check the unusual noise, whether is there any loose parts and all, or we have to check the exhaust sumps and bellows, exhaust bellows, and sump levels and all. And in the bottom platform, we know that all pumps and all will be there. Check all the pumps and ascertain the seawater suction is in use. And we have to check the double bottom tanks, mainly sludge tank, bilge tank, or check for the any water leakage or traces of oil, etc. And we have to take the soundings of all the coffer dams, and we have to check the stern tube oil level, the pressure, intermediate bearing, and sometimes we have to add some oil for the proper lubrication and all. And in the bottom platform, we have to check the oily water separator and the sample of water being pumped, that is we are pumping overboard, and all overboard pumping procedure should be followed strictly according to the company policy and instructions. We should ensure that it should be under 15 ppm. And the weighted cocks on the double bottom sounding pipes are in shut position and caps are closed. That we need to make sure. Then the main engine is, we have to check the bottom platform main engine. We have to check through the crankcase platform up to the economizer platform, and we have to feel the crankcase and scavengers for any temperature increase and all. While this and all usually practice, it will gives us more confidence while taking the engine room rounds and all, for understanding the proper whether it is working satisfactory or condition is good and all. And check the piston cooling flow through the side glass, and we can check the scaven drains to see the quality and quantity of oil or the water leaks. We have to check the air cooler air side drains to make sure that drained water is from the condensation and not from the seawater. And we have to check the scaven temperature is not too low. And in the governor, we have to check whether hydraulic governor oil level, same that I mentioned, the governor oil level is less, we have to just during running time we have to just top up it. Then we have to feel the air starting pipes to see if they are hot. So we in order to understand, we have to slightly touch the high pressure pipe to feel the pressure pulses of the injection. For hearing, for properly understanding the whether we have to understand the machineries whether it is working satisfactory or the combustion or running satisfactorily. You can use some hearing the sounds and all. You can use some metal rods. Usually some screwdriver or spanner we just place with one end and other to the ear, and just touching the machinery we can feel the condition whether it is running good and all. Means it's they are running satisfactory, or we can understand the abnormalities are there or not. And we need to drive during before taking our watch, we need to understand that, to make sure that all the air bottles of the water are all drained, mainly for the air compressor. We have to make sure that air bottles should be drained at least in our watch, once in a watch. And we have to check all the parameters and gauges in the engine control room. After entering the engine control room, we have to check from there also. We have to check that all the parameters and gauges in the engine control room are normal, and we have to make sure that load is sufficient in the generator. So if it is preferable to generator, we have to share the loads, run the generator at higher load than at low loads. So this will help us to escape from the cause of fouling, especially when we are running on heavy fuel oil. Then we have to, then after entering the engine room, we have to check the engine room logbook. So requirements, and we have to check the chief engineer's night order book, or in the engine room logbook also we can understand what are the activities that we have done during the last watch and all. Then after reading the engine room logbook, we can get an idea about the we can ask the relieving officer also what are the fuel transfers or internal transfers that done during the watch, and we can understand any freshwater filling or disposal of oil residues, bilges, sewage or garbage and all. Then he can check all the auxiliaries like our air compressor or purifiers and all, and we can check the compressor running temperature. That means usually it is running automatic, but we can check the compressor running temperature. That means time to press up the air receiver, their lubrication oil and level and all, their sump oil level, running current and amperes and all. For the purifier, we can check the inlet oil temperature, overflow pipe for oil overflow, then running current ampere, back pressure, filter pressure, the leakage and all. Or as a fourth engineer, usually this is very important because our machinery itself. So purifier, inlet oil temperature, overflow of overflow pipe of oil overflow, then running current ampere, back pressure, filter pressure, leakage and all. So usually we have to check all the objects in the engine room. In case those machineries, we have to properly lash it, especially during the bad weather condition, and we have to check the nature and location of all work being carried out on the various machineries, and we have to check and understand the work being done by all engine room personnel, and we have to know that hazards involved in each work they are carrying out. And if we have to check if any system has been isolated or whether any abnormalities are present in the machineries, and we have to check the proper working of communication system between the bridge and the engine room and all. Some companies now, it is here that now require both watchkeepers need to sign hand or form or check all of abnormalities. During our vessel, it is not a mandatory, but I have here that some companies now require both watchkeepers to sign a hand or form listing all check and set up abnormalities. In our company, it was handing over watch checklist there, but during our watch we individually sign it. There is no handing over and all. Then only after incoming the watchkeeper is fully satisfied, we can do the handing over, we can give him charge to take over from the outgoing watchkeeper. So what are the checks that he can done during his watch? Here what I have discussed is, but after we have checked every machineries and all their parameters and all, and we have taken the watch, then during our watch what are the checks that we need to do? After taking a thorough rounds of the engine room, we can check the period. We can have a periodic personal checks are made on running machineries, and in case of any abnormal conditions during our watch, the watchkeeper should know how to take the immediate how he should know how to handle the situation. And if it is out of his hand, that means if it is an emergency, he can call the press, or he can call other engineers, call alarm for help and all. Or in case of ship is or fire emergency and all, he can press the emergency general alarm. Then if he is not in a position to understand or to whether to understand what is the proper cause, or he is unable to find the remedy, he should inform the chief engineer or the second engineer. These and all will be written in the chief engineer's night order book or chief engineer's standing order book. Then in case of any abnormalities, whichever the speed or operation of the main engine or the power generators of the cargo plant, watchkeeper should also inform the bridge or the cargo control room. And all starting, stopping and important procedure are listed in the engine room operation gate book, which is nowadays it's a very requirement. In case the watchkeeper requests more manpower, he should ask the chief engineer or second engineer. During the our toolbox meeting, he should inform that what are the work, major work he need to done today, and what are the proper manpower he needed. But we should understand that there should not be any compromise on safety. Then priority should be given to during our watch. Priority should be given to the running machinery than the maintenance operations. Though mainly rather than the overhaul work, we should give more priority to the running machinery, because a safe working atmosphere is to be maintained at and required at all times. While logging down and recording parameters in the engine room logbook, watchkeeper should analyze any changes in his cost, because well, during our watch, if we get a certain parameter reading, we should compare with the previous reading and all. We need to understand for that whether what are the temperature or what are the readings or parameters that have been increasing or fluctuating and all. So there are many other faults that may happen during our watch. We will be discussing that in our next slide. Thank you.